Hello, Char. This is a personal reading for you. I'm going to do it as a general reading because hopefully that will kind of cross whatever that Six of Cups that you were saying about was coming up all the time. So, what do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? I kind of feel like I need the Keepers of the Light as well. That's what do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? And I kind of feel like I need the empowering question card as well. So what do you need to know right now? What do you need to know right now? Okay. I feel like I need that one as well. Okay, so the one that I picked off the top, which I felt like it needed to come out, was what does being me mean to? What does being mean to me? What does being mean to me? That's the one that popped off the top. And the other one is there something in my life that makes me forget time while I'm doing it? What is that? So straight off the bat, both of those are talking about life purpose, about finding your life purpose in life, but I'm going to go back to the tarot and the Keepers of the Light. So I've got the reverse of the Four of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, the reverse of the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords, the reverse of the Knight of Cups, and reverse of Four of Cups. And the Keepers of the Light card I got was the Light Activation, Experiencing Grace, reverse of Increased Awareness, Drama Unfolding. Okay. So it feels like you had a lot of confidence in the. It feels like it's generally talking about your life purpose, basically. And it feels like with the reverse of the Knight of Cups coming up, it feels like you had a lot of confidence in the past. But it feels like you've gotten to this point right now with the reverse of. With the reverse of with the reverse of the increased awareness, where you're second guessing yourself. It feels like you hit this part in it the way you started to second guess yourself, and it feels like because with the Five of Pentacles popping up, and the reverse of the Four of Pentacles, and the reverse of the Three of Cups, and generally the reverse of the Knight of Swords, it feels like in general that you were expecting what you put in your efforts in to pay off quicker, basically. And I think with the Five of Pentacles, it's just saying that there's delays around it, but it is going to happen, especially with the drama unfolding, that you are on the right path. You are taking one step at a time towards your happiness, towards your goal, basically. But it feels like at the moment you aren't being offered something. You're not being offered something you want. You're not seeing the fruits of your labour come to fruition. You're not seeing the money improvements, the improvements underway. You're not seeing that yet, because the fact it's a little bit delayed. And with the reverse of the Knight of Swords, it's basically it's taken a while. It's unfortunately it's a marathon, not a race, basically. I hope that's the right round. Yeah, marathon, not a race. So you're having to stick with it for the long haul, basically, rather than speeding off and then instantly seeing, things come of it. But just because there's delays doesn't mean you're not going to get there eventually. But you had that confidence in the past. You had that confidence, and I think you just, with the reverse of the increased awareness, you're second guessing yourself. But because with the Knight of Swords, you've got all these demands on you. That's what I'm getting from it. You've got all these demands around you. You've got all these demands around you, and you're second guessing yourself because you're worried. It feels like you're worried that you're putting all your effort into what you think is your life purpose, what you think makes what makes basically yourself feel fulfilled, and you're a bit scared that you're spending all this time on something and you're not going to get the rewards back. And that's what it kind of feels like, that you're scared that you've got all these other demands and you're having to make sacrifices so that you can do this. But just because it's taking you a while doesn't mean that it's not ever going to happen. It's a slow grind, basically. It's taking a long time. Like I said before, it's a marathon, not a race. So you have to pace yourself. You have to take time. You have to knuckle through it, basically. And it's just delayed, basically. It's just delayed. With the experiencing grace and the light activation in particular, I'm getting drawn to the shine your light, basically. Shine your light. You need to listen to that internal guidance that you used to before, because with the reverse of Dharma unfolding, it feels like your own self-doubts, your own self-fears are making you second guess yourself. They're making you question things that you felt in your heart of heart before. And with the experiencing grace, it's just come up with share your gifts, basically, for me. You need to obviously take time and be able to balance things out and be able to get things so that you can get to a place where you balance, so that you can fulfill the other demands that you have in your life. But it doesn't mean that you should give up on it completely. It's just you need to balance it a little bit more. That's what it feels like. But it feels like you've gotten into this point because you're not being offered what you want. You're not seeing you're not seeing as much of improvements from it, basically. You're not seeing your fruits of labour from it instantly at the moment. You're starting to second guess yourself, basically. And again, just because with the Five of Pentacles popping up, just because there's delays doesn't mean that it's not ever going to happen. It's just things take time, and that's what it feels like. It feels like sometimes when we look at things that take a long time to happen, like for example a tree. If you look at a tree, you don't notice necessarily how much it's grown day by day, but when you look at it 5 years down the line, you notice the difference. And I think that's what you need to look. What was this thing like 5 years down the line, or even if it's not that long, like a month down the line, 6 months down the line, that kind of thing. What was it like then? Again, coming back to it, sometimes as well we can compare ourselves to others, and we don't always have the same path. You know, some other people have other troubles that they need to get out, some other people have other things that need to move forward, but we can't judge ourselves of how much progress we made on the progress of others. And it feels a little bit like that's what you're doing a little bit. It just feels like in general that you're having this little bit of almost like a crisis of faith, basically, of second guessing yourself rather than taking a little bit of time, you know, to truly think, okay, is this my self-doubts popping up, or, you know, is this actually something reasonable? Whereas it just feels like at the moment it's a lot of self-doubts. You know, obviously if you've got a little bit of imbalance, then you need to balance it out so you can meet other demands, but don't give up on it, because it feels like a little bit like you're worried that you might have chosen the wrong path. But again, coming back to, is there something in my life that makes me forget time while I'm doing it? And what does being mean to me? So I'd definitely meditate on those two, because I think those will help you a little bit. Alright, I hope this has resonated with you. I hope it's made a little bit of sense, but that's kind of what I've got from the cards. Alright, take care. Bye.